Hello everybody, FateBomb2 here, playing From the Depths, and today we are going to be building the Imperial Japanese Navy Kongo class battleship. So the first thing you want to do is get some blueprints, preferably with multiple views and with a scale. You also need to look up the wiki for the ship and get the different measurements. So for the Kongo, the length is 222 meters. We're going to divide this by 4 because we're using wood beams, and that gives us 55.5. I split this on either side of the origin block. To make sure your measurement is correct, press V and look for length. Here it says we are off by 1 meter, but that's just a FTD glitch. Now that we have the length, the next thing to do is build the widest part of the ship, also called the beam. The beam of the Kongo is 115 meters aft from the bow. The beam is 31 meters, which is an odd number, so we can split it evenly, 15 blocks on each side. Don't forget to turn the mirror on by pressing N. The draft of a ship is how much of the hull is below water, or how much water the ship needs to float. The draft on the Kongo is approximately 10 meters, so we add the 4 meters of hull that is above water to get the total hull height. Next, I build the keel of the ship, also called the backbone. I only do the flat part for now and come back to it later. Now I build the upper deck of the Kongo. It is 3 meters higher than the main deck, and this gives us enough room to make an interior. Next, I take measurements of the width of the bow, making sure they are odd numbers. I find the distance that these are from the bow and build them. After making some extra connections, I make the bow metal and connect it to the keel. I finished up the top deck off camera to save time. It is symmetrical for the most part, but there is some sections of asymmetry, so you have to be aware when using the mirror. After I build the deck, I start building the main guns. I've been told this is a bad idea, and it is, because during this build I accidentally detached the keel of the ship and all the turrets were destroyed. But I like making the main guns, so I don't really care. Also note that I put the spin blocks at the very bottom of the ship to avoid turret popping. After they're done, it will look like this. Next is when I start actually working on the hull. First I make the edges of the deck metal, and then I extend those down where it's needed. After that, I actually go in and start forming the hull. I usually use 1 or 2 patterns for the bow and stern. A bunch of voodoo and chanting happens, and then the hull is complete. Now I begin the long task of building the superstructure. Once I've finished the superstructure, I paint the hull. After I paint the hull, I have to go back and change some of the blocks so that the color isn't interrupted. I should also note that at this point I have completed the interior as far as engines, resources, and AI. All that was left was to make the AA guns and secondaries, and I must say, this is one fine looking ship. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, show your support by liking and subscribing. I'll leave a list of ships that I've started in the description so you can vote for the one you want to see finished next. If you want a ship that is not in the description, you can suggest a new one. Thanks for watching.